Hey guys, Sam here, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be back in the gym, but I'm doing things in a slightly different order because I fell asleep a couple of times, a little bit behind schedule. Didn't want to be in the gym in the rush time, so I came to the buffet and doing the big meal first, let that settle and then train. I am currently on plate 5 of what I expect to be 7. So this is the road to 300 pounds. Sleeping in the day, I did miss a meal and I slipped a few pounds by doing the weekend away and being so busy, up late, up early. It's just hard work, you know. I mean, I would meal prep for these things, but I didn't know how long I was going to be and didn't quite keep up with it. Got pretty exhausted, slipped a few pounds. Want to keep this on track. Want to get to the 300 pounds before I kind of get into a different mode with this whole thing, but it is getting hard. So one way for me to reach back to where I was is get to the all-you-can-eat buffet. So this will be the first trip of several, I'm sure. So I intend to hit the goal within the next 2 weeks. I did get up to 298 pounds in the morning a couple of times before I went to the Arnold's at the NEC. So it's only a matter of time. I think I can push it along quicker with the buffet. So I'll see how I'm doing by tomorrow morning, whether it's going to be a few more massive feedings over the weekend, but definitely need to get back in the gym. Things are mostly healed up now, a little bit of an achy shoulder, but I've been pushing so hard with all aspects of this for months now. You know, I've been on the current protocol for 3 months, well, just under 3 months, which will be my limit, so that needs to change soon. But in terms of hard training, I've been, apart from the 3 days off, that was the longest break I had. I was in training over Christmas, as you know, but apart from the 3 consecutive days off, it's only been like 1 day off a week since back in June. So I am due a rest. I do need to get this goal done and then move into just looking after myself and cruising along for a little while. But I won't let you down. I'm going to make it to the end of this journey to 300 pounds. And get myself checked out, and then it'll be kind of push even further than that. But there's loads of different things for me to show you and cover in the journey, so loads of things to teach you. So if you want to follow along, pick up all the info and all my adventures on the way, like the interviews and the advice and the meal preps and all of that, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to dig into plate number 5 here and maybe chat a little bit more and get ready for the gym and get back on the workouts, because I haven't actually trained since Saturday. I did that arms workout in the hotel and I've been getting reorganized and recovering and catching up on sleep since then. And yeah, I could say there was a little bit of a knockback in the program, but I'm going to accelerate it with all this food and I'm going to hit the goal. I'll make sure of it, always make sure of it, and be a little bit more consistent going forwards. Just getting out of there now. I did manage just 7 plates and I'll have to leave it a little while for some of that to settle down before I can train, but it won't be long. Just make sure I'm going to be hydrated enough as well, and I will have caught up on everything that should be happening today for this crazy mass gaining. But what I did have in mind was mainly a chest day, but as I haven't trained anything since just testing the arms out on Saturday, I'm open to doing anything that I feel like, really, just to get things back going again. And as you know, if you've been following along the workouts, I haven't been pushing so hard. I've been doing higher reps and less volume on kind of a deload, you could say, because a lot of those aches were coming in. I've been pushing super hard for a long period of time. So it's not going to be the most extreme workout, but it's going to get things going again. I'm up to date on all work for today, so when that's done, it will have been a good day. But it's always being in the gym is the highlight of my day, so really I don't want to take too long getting ready. I'm very much looking forward to getting started. Just arrived and been chatting to everyone here about the Arnold Classic, which I'm still so hyped about while I wait for that dinner to go down and the pre-workout to do its magic. But I'm definitely going to go to that next year, having recounted some of the stories and meeting everyone since I come back, and how much of a good time I had and opportunities to meet people and how fun it would be to go in a group. I'm definitely going to plan a little bit more in advance to go next year and make sure that I get more video series out like that. But I really must not delay getting back in the gym. So here we go for a bit of chest and a bit of extras. Right, welcome back to Zone. I'm going to get the flat plate loaded press loaded up first. But it's just going to be a one plate warm up before I do anything serious with it, as I don't want to go in cold and have any nasty accidents, you know. So I'll start with this, but I shan't bother showing you all the warm-up procedure in the interests of keeping the video a bit shorter today. The only thing I don't like about this particular machine is you have to sort of slide a bit forwards or backwards to get in the right position for how you like on your chest, which sometimes takes me a rep or two to get the preferred alignment. Apart from that, it's a great machine though. So I do recommend it. Just make sure that you do it carefully and have something chocked underneath the bottom of the pads each side so it doesn't overstretch your pectorals. Here we go then. Should be able to hit that again, high reps, no problem. Thankfully, I didn't have to do an awful lot of shuffling around for that one. There's a little bit of a nuisance when you don't get it right the first couple of reps. Set 2. One more set. I feel like I want to put just a smidgen extra on, maybe another, if they got it, another 5 kilos each side or something. Well, they've only got the 10s on that tree, so I suppose the 10s it'll have to be. Now this is just getting back into it, but I have decided that I'm generally going to prioritise the upper chest and all the incline work in the workouts to come. But as I want to do that on a day where I'm fully acclimatised in, I'm not going to do it today. Do what's a little more approachable today, and then from next week look at really hitting a lot of sets on the incline and doing that as exercise 1. But last set on the flat here, we'll move on to something else for chest. But I'm determined not to just do chest as I get back into gym in general here. I feel like when I combine 2 muscle groups, I prefer to do a larger one and a smaller one rather than attempt 2 large ones. So I can see this being chest and something on arms and then call it a night. Oh, that was not the best. We keep working on it. Now the second exercise I've decided to go for today is the incline barbell press, and I actually haven't done this for at least 2 years because once you're lifting heavier weights, I recognise it's usually barbell press, either flat or incline, where most of the injuries occur, and I really don't want that because it could cause problems that will never be fully repaired, and so I avoid. But as I'm training much lighter today anyway, and doing higher reps and lower weight, I feel like it'd be a good opportunity just to feel it out, and I'll be sticking with dumbbells going forward, but it's going to be an opportunity for me to feel it out on this much lighter weight for today, so that's why I'm doing it today. And here goes set one. Always use the markers on the bar to make sure your hands are perfectly even, which finger you're going to measure up against the markers. You don't normally use barbells, and here we go. A little bit dodgy on the shoulder there, so I'll just be careful, and I'm going to put 3 sets maximum on this. Years ago, I went through about 6 months of this being my primary and first kind of pushing and chest exercise for my routine, but I've always kind of felt achy shoulders on it and preferred the freedom that you get with dumbbells. So when I've done incline work, most of the time it's been with dumbbells. Set 2. Yeah, I'm actually going to leave it at that because it's a little bit achy in a not encouraging way on the left shoulder. Nothing calamitous, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. I'm going to move on from here. No, I'm all done, mate. Help yourself. So as I'm all done with the incline barbell, but that was only 2 sets of incline work, I'm switching over to the machine here. And what I do on workouts like this, when I'm just getting back into things or not really pushing it on volume or load, is take the opportunity to feel out a few different things, different seat height, or different exercises, anything different in the way that I'm doing exercises or the exercise choices. So that's why I had a little go with the barbell, but now I've moved over to the machine, I'm sat a little bit lower to get a higher angle on the incline to see how that kind of feels for my chest, or whether it feels it's too much on the anterior deltoid. So opportunity to feel this out as well, and make up for the 2 sets on the last one at the same time, or set 1. That's good. I'm going to make a note of the seat height on here for next time, as that definitely suits me. Okay. So number 11 on the seat just visible there. So I shall be using this when I'm not using my dumbbells. I'm just going to get my breath back before doing another set on it. A bit heavier though. All right, let's go. Setting 11 as the keeper. Now before I move on to the next exercise, I'm going to hang from the bar for as long as I can, because one thing I've decided to put into my routine, probably daily, is see how long I can hang, do a dead hang from a bar for, to alleviate the back kind of pains and aches I've had click in with my training here. So I'm going to do this now as the first one of many. I'm aiming for 2 minutes, but I don't know how close I'll get. I'm not going to film this in every workout, but I might film it once a week to track my progression here. So I'm going to take the timer and the stopwatch, and I want to do this now before my strength dips down further from the other proper exercises of the routine. So start that now. There we go. About 46 seconds I make that. I'm not using the straps. So yeah, that's a beat from next week. And now resuming the workout. Right, now onto the isolations. This is my preferred at the moment, the machine pec deck or pec fly. Set one. I feel that with a chest workout, if you can have 3 exercises, an incline, a flat and an isolation, will be your best choices. Out of the different angles on the pressing, it's the decline that I regard as the least important. And then when it comes to the isolations, it's any pec deck with the arms up like that I regard as the worst, and probably this or dumbbell flies as the better ones. And set 2. And that's all for chest today. I'll take a meander around the gym floor to see if there's something else that takes my fancy, probably on arms, and then wrap it all up. I'm going with the cable triceps extensions across like this on the cables because being later at night, the cables, which are normally extremely popular, are free for once. So I'm going to take this rare opportunity here, and here goes set one. I think really cables are extremely popular and sought after in Q4, so basically easier for most things, but it's generally the harder stuff that makes you grow more. And in general, I don't think in the grand scheme of things there's an awful lot of muscle being built on cables, but little finisher for me on triceps, I'll allow it today. Now, if you've yet to hear me evangelise about which exercises, general choices, do build an awful lot of muscle, I would say your real exercises are like dumbbell and barbell pressing, rowing, T-bar rowing, pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, squats, hack squats, weighted dips, one or two isolations as extra, military press, overhead pressing, cable rowing perhaps, deadlifts, obviously, particularly when you're building all over body strength when you're new, and leg press, basically the harder stuff, the heavy stuff is the general theme there. But it is always the case with arms, so you're not going to be lifting as heavy and concentrate on isolating things. So things like this do have their place, but I'd say even for arms, you'd be looking at an awful lot of dumbbells. And one more. Easy does it. Now, as things are so quiet, I'll take the opportunity to do another cable move on triceps. So, rope overhead extension. Here we go. Set one. We'll leave it at that. It's a little bit achy on the elbows, that one, so as we're not pushing things this week. That's a wrap for the workout. So just a quick recap, and that's today's job's done. So in conclusion, I am finding it really difficult to finish this challenge, this 300 pounds lark, on all fronts, actually. I think the training has resulted in a load of aches and pains, and obviously the foot injury and the pulled bicep. But they're fine, actually. I'm very relieved I'm glad to report that they're fine. But there's general aches and pains that weren't there at the start of this kind of program since I was last competing, and then on the food front it's got really difficult. Kind of feeling sick in my mouth, like eating so much, and it nearly coming up like once or twice at night, and if I'm lying down or have eaten the last one too late before bed, so that's hard. The sleep, obviously, as you know, I'm looking into it, and the protocol, haven't had anything go wrong, like very grateful for that, but I've been sensible with it and haven't gone beyond what I know to be fine for me, but it's kind of getting to the point where I feel a little bit more tired from it. It's getting to that kind of 3 months thing of the current program that I'm on, so it's just kind of like a race to the finish with this 300 pounds, and then move on from there, regroup and proceed. But the training always makes me happy. Like, I've been really enjoying being in the gym tonight, and I feel like I've caught up and, you know, sort of reset from my weekend away. Definitely eaten enough today from that buffet earlier. Definitely enjoyed the session and taking the opportunity to try a couple of things in a different way that I wouldn't normally do. So that's something I can recommend to you guys, as if that it's a more slow period on the training. You can use that as an opportunity to try some different stretches or different angles on the equipment that you use, or return to an exercise that you haven't touched for months or even years in the case that I did there. So made a couple of discoveries that I am happy with, like putting the seat lower on that machine, the MTS incline press hammer strength one. Happy with that. I'm going to be happy working on the stretches of doing dead hangs for a while and seeing the progress on that, and seeing how that may assist with any aches in my shoulder and my back, which would be good to carry on with even beyond this 300 pounds challenge. So it's setting me up for beyond that. So even when things aren't like at their full on in every aspect of it, you can make little changes or little experiments that set you up for continued progress wherever you are with that and everything. So that's exactly what I've done tonight, and I'm very happy with that. But I'm determined to make it to the 300 pounds, and I think the thing I am going to be pushing is just different and tasty food to make it more manageable. And I thought I'd finish the chat over here where the dipping bar is, because I've enjoyed so much training that another little finisher I feel won't do any harm, you know. No. In fact, I would have enjoyed it, but my weight and the achy elbows on the last exercise wouldn't feel right either. So scratch that. But it's nice to sum up in the gym, and I think I can get back on legs with the compound exercises now that the toe is fine. So I'm looking forward to training legs, and that could be within the next 2 to 3 days, and that won't just be the isolations. It will include something like hack squat or a V squat machine or leg press, or 2 or 3 of the above. Very much looking forward to that. And I've got the gym tours to resume, so if you like seeing the best of the London gyms and further afield in the UK, that is definitely going to continue. I've got a growing shortlist thanks to recommendations from viewers and contacts that I'm making out there, so that's going to continue for the foreseeable, and it really breaks things up for me to enjoy a day out and meet more people, so that will continue. Any questions about any of the content or anything at all, just pop them in the comments. I do respond to them all, and I'll be back for something else and more exciting overeating tomorrow. Cheers.